Good morning, guys. So as we discussed, right? So today we'll be, we'll close all the pending concepts in LoadRunner. So there are just a few more important, concepts. Not so important, but there are some more concepts, left over or overlooked in LoadRunner. So which we will discuss and close it. So today we'll discuss date time functions. We'll discuss date and time functions and save length and save offset. Okay. So, uh, 1 second. I'm already having it here, right? And also, we will discuss, LoadRunner license bundle as well. Let us start with LoadRunner license bundle. That is a simple concept, yet important. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So your LoadRunner license comes in different bundles, and these are the different bundles, in which we can purchase a LoadRunner license. So if you observe here, there are different bundles. The reason why should we know this is, first of all, like interviews, they may ask you, which license do you have? Like, how many user license do you have for LoadRunner? And which license bundle do you have? Right? Usually, most of the companies will have either this web bundle or web 2.0 bundle. Okay. Either this web bundle or web 2.0. Suppose if it is a SAP company, they may be purchasing only this license because they don't require all this. They don't require IBM MQ series or TrueClient and all this, right? They will go for, if an organization is using SAP applications, they may go for this license bundle: SAP GUI, SAP Web, and SMP, SAP Mobile Platform, right? So based on the requirement, client will purchase the anyone will purchase the LoadRunner license based on their requirement. Okay. So SAP Web is similar to Web Protocol. That will be similar to Web Protocol. Okay. And that is for SAP Web applications. And SAP Web applications are called as Fiori applications, FIORI. SAP Fiori is nothing but SAP Web applications. Okay. What is SAP Fiori? It provides a modern role-based user experience for SAP software, enabling access to business applications. So these are all web applications only. And apart from that, you have SAP GUI applications, right? So both SAP Web and SAP GUI will be covered in this SAP license bundle, right? So similarly, but however, service-based companies will purchase mostly this Web 2.0 or Web Protocol, where Web Protocol, Web HTTP, HTML will be the majority one. Suppose if they have most of the applications, most of their client, use as web applications only, or if they get as a web application projects, right? They may simply go for this license, or else they may go for next level is this one, Web 2.0. In Web 2.0, it will support TrueClient protocol as well, right? In Web 2.0, it supports TrueClient protocol also. Now, what is TrueClient protocol? Again, this is something that you need to know what is TrueClient protocol, right? Now, when you are using web protocol, right? Whenever you are using web protocol, right? So it measures, tool will give the response times, right? That response time will not include the page loading time. Let me go to that transaction response time. Yes. So whenever you are using web protocol, right? The response time does not measure, tool does not measure the page rendering time. Page rendering time means page loading time, right? Once the web browser gets the response from the server, right? So it need to render the page. Rendering the page means nothing but it load. What is meant by page rendering? So loading, loading the page elements, web page elements or web page components. Loading the web page components is called as page loading time. Is called as page loading or page rendering time. Okay. So your web protocol does not measure that, web protocol does not measure that page rendering time or page loading time. Okay. So once the browser, guys, am I audible? Once the browser receives the response, right, it will read the CSS file to understand the layout, and accordingly it will load the page elements like CSS, JavaScript, and images and all those, right? So HTML and images, HTML code and images and different components will be loaded. That is called as page rendering time, right? So your web protocol does not measure this page rendering time. Now, if any client want to measure that, or if you want to measure the page rendering time also, then you have to go for this true client protocol. You need to go for this true client protocol to capture the end user experience. You want to capture the actual end user experience by measuring the page rendering time also, right? In LoadRunner, we can do that using true client protocol. In LoadRunner, we can achieve that using true client protocol. So let me show you that protocol, and we'll see how do you record the script? How does it look like at least? Okay. The interviews they may ask you like, do you have any experience on true client protocol? Right? So you need not say no. You can say yes. At least they'll ask like, what is the significance of true client protocol? What is the shortcoming of web protocol, and what is the significance? What is the advantage of true client protocol? So we should be having an idea about that at least, right? Now, once you go to file, new script and solution. So we choose web protocol. Till now we have been selecting web protocol, isn't it? Now, if you want to measure that page rendering time also, you will select this true client web bar, true client web bar, true client 2.0 web. So once you select this true client web protocol, have a folder for this batch, May 2025. Okay, we'll take this save as May 2025 only. Let us record into that. Okay, so I'll record that into AOS your batch folder. So I had selected true client web here, and now I enter a solution name. Solution name is nothing but project name. Okay, I'll skip it, skip it. But solution name is nothing but your project name, right? So now this is how we record the script. So by default you will have user init action and user end. Apart from that, there is something called libview, right? Not so important, But let me show you how to record a script with true client protocol. So this is how it looks like. The options look like this, and observe here the Chrome browser is Chromium browser, and there are two options, Chromium and true client browser, right? So you click on develop script. We need to click on the develop script. Yeah, it is coming up once again. Yeah. This is how you get the window. Now what you need to do is you need to click on this record button here, start recording. Okay, click on start recording, and it will switch to the browser tab once you start recording. So you go to the browser here and type, you'll see whatever you are recording, right? You will see that over there. Okay, advantage online shopping.com. Let me try to record that iOS application, advantageonlineshopping.com. Now observe here, you'll see the real user actions. Do you see that here? The first transaction that I did is I had navigated to advantageonlineshopping.com. Now, whatever actions you do, right? So you will see corresponding actions in the left side window. So suppose I am clicking on user icon, right? So that will be recorded. Click on button and then click on create new account. Now do you see that click on create new account JavaScript link? And now I'll fill the form, right? I'll fill the form. Test 2608. We see that here, whatever I am doing here, those, actions are captured as it is. Observe here, type perf test2608 at gmail.com in username, right? Text box. So your whatever, actions I am doing here, those will be recorded as it is. And you need to parameterize it, of course. Later on, you can parameterize all this data. So select India from list box, right? Then so when you are replaying the script also, it will open a browser. It will open an actual browser. Whatever browser you used for recording, right? The same browser will be opened when you are replaying the script. But this is heavy protocol, very heavy protocol. We'll discuss that. Now I am clicking on, see, I had selected that checkbox. I agree. Now you can see that got recorded as it is. Click on, I agree to terms and conditions checkbox, and then click on register. Now click on register button. Right now you can see user registration is successful, and now I'll go to my account page, right? And then I verify the user registration details place and page details, and I will sign out from the application. Okay, once I now user logged out from the application. Once I am done, I will stop recording here. Recording is stopped. Yeah, this is stop recording button. Stop recording. Now we do your regular, parameterization. So because, obviously we have to do parameterization here, right? We need to change that, we need to parameterize it, and we need to change the username here. And then, to replay the script, you'll click on replay here to debug the script. While debugging the script, you will click on replay here. And now I'll do one thing. So I'll manually change this for now. Okay. So you can edit like this. Okay. Double click and edit like that, and 2708 and 2708. I think there is one more occurrence, right? Yeah. So here it is 2708, right? At gmail.com. Now I will collapse this and let me replay the script. No need of, doing correlation here. Okay. You need not correlate that, is there any dynamic value in the user registration script? AOS user registration script. Do you have any dynamic values? Anyone remember that? Okay. Here you can save the script, guys. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hmm. Do you remember? Do you have any dynamic values in the AOS user registration script? Okay, let it be. If required, we'll look into it. So, now save the script here and then replay the script. I'm replaying the script now, right? Of course, you need to add thing times and all. Otherwise, the script may fail here. The script may fail here because, when you're replaying the script, if some elements are not loaded immediately or properly, the script may fail. But this is how we record and replay the script. You have to do parameterization. You can do parameterization and but but session ID and all need not be correlated. You need not correlate the session ID and all. Okay. I'm replaying the script now. Then you'll see the similar actions, whatever we have done till now, right? So you'll see those actions over here. MDRV.exe is nothing but LoadRunner process, right? We had discussed this, that I think. See, you can left side, you can see which step is getting executed, right? You see that, you see a progress bar here, which will show you like which step is getting executed and all. Okay. Now you can see that user registration is successful now, right? You see that user registration is successful. And my account, it is going to my account, done. And then it will log out, right? Now user logged out from the session or even from the account, right? So this is how a TrueClient protocol script looks like. You need not correlate that session ID and all, because we are doing this at the browser level. All this we are, the LoadRunner tool is doing the transactions at the browser level. It opens an actual browser and it will do the transactions, right? Now the transaction response times will be slightly higher here, because it measures the page rendering time also. When you use TrueClient protocol, it measures the page rendering time also. That is why transaction response times will be slightly higher when compared to web protocol. Clear, guys? Any queries?
Sir, that browser will remain open when we record and after when we replay during that time.
Yes, when you are replaying, the browser will remain open. And the one catch here is, then so first of all, is it clear what is the difference between TrueClient protocol and web protocol? What is the difference between major difference between those two?
Yes, sir.
When you are using web protocol, it does not measure the page rendering time, how much time it is taking to load each component of a page, right? That will not be measured. What will be measured then? The transaction response time consists of like processing time on web server, app server, DB server, and the network latency. That's it. So basically, it will measure the request processing time plus network latency, right? So response time, the basic definition of response time is the total time from the moment you send a request till you receive a response. But once browser receives a response, it needs some time to load the page, right? To load the page elements, right? And sometimes, if there are some issues in that JavaScript code or something, you may not get, you may not be able to capture the end user experience. Suppose Miku, like sometimes you will have this page rendering issues. So then you'll not be able to capture the actual end user experience. So if anyone want to measure the actual end user experience, then TrueClient protocol is the answer in with LoadRunner tool, right? Now, in that case, why don't we use TrueClient protocol only? So basically, TrueClient protocol response times will be slightly higher and it will give the actual end user experience, right? It will give the exact end user experience. TrueClient protocol helps, are used if you want to capture the actual end user experience, right? Now, in that case, then why, and obviously, so eventually transaction response times will be of TrueClient protocol scripts higher than web protocol. Okay. Then in that case, but as it actually measures the actual end user experience, then why don't we use TrueClient protocol itself? Why web protocol is so popular, right? So in 90% of the projects, like web applications, 90 or 95%, you'll use only web protocol. For web applications, guys, I'm talking about web applications. You'll use web protocol only. Then why don't we use two-client protocol? Got that query? Anyone got that doubt, or anyone got thought in that similar lines? If two-client protocol measures the actual end user experience, why don't we use two-client protocol itself? Why are we using web protocol? Is my question clear, guys?
Sir, you said no, it's a heavier application because maybe because of that.
Right. So when you are using web protocol, each V user will consume only 5 to 10 MB RAM, right? 5 to 10 MB RAM only will be utilized, for each V user, for each V user. Okay. Each V user will consume 5 to 10 MB RAM. But when you are using TrueClient protocol, because it opens a browser, actual browser, right? Each V user will consume around 40 to 50 MB RAM, or 50 MB RAM. It will take 5 times the RAM. Not only RAM, it consumes more CPU as well, right? But when you are using web protocol, how does it work? It doesn't open a browser, right? When you are using web protocol, your tool doesn't open a browser. When you are doing a load test, it will not open a browser. Then how does it work? Then how does it work, or how does it measure the response time? Yes, guys. It doesn't open a browser. But it will send a HTTPS request and receive HTTPS response. That's it. It will send a HTTPS request, HTTP or HTTPS request, right? So wait, I'll write it down here. Sends a HTTPS request and receive a HTTPS response. That's it. And it will measure, once it receives the response, it will close the transaction and it will measure the response time. So that is how web protocol works. Receives HTTP, yes, response, right? Measures the response time. Measures the response time from the moment it sends the request, moment tool sends the request till it receives the response. Whereas when you are using true client protocol, right, it will wait till the page is loaded completely. Okay, it will wait, true client protocol will wait till the page is loaded completely. We need to insert, something called, there is some, I don't remember exactly to save the script once. Now the script is saved. Now, if you want to modify the script or something, you can click on develop script. You can go to that, you can see that code, or yeah, these two windows will open if you open develop script, right? So your true client protocol, will wait till the page is loaded completely. For example, there is a, for example, there is some, let me give some example. You can insert checkpoints here. 1 second. Suppose, you go to, let's say you take this application. Okay. You take any web application. Okay. So, like, see, this image got loaded at the ending, right? Did you observe that this image got loaded at the ending? Or else I'll do one thing. I'll show it one more time. I'm doing control refresh, or else, I'll open it in a private browser. See, this page is not loaded, isn't it? It is taking some time to load the page. So you can insert checkpoints, to wait till this image is loaded. If you feel that some image important, some part of the page is important, you can insert a checkpoint so that your script will not go to the next transaction till this image is loaded. If you observe here, this part is loading, loading late, right? this image is loaded late guys, right? So you can insert checkpoints in such a way that the script will not progress to the next step until the complete page is loaded or until important, some important image is loaded, important part of the page is loaded, right? So obviously, and all the, it will wait till all the page elements are loaded. Your HTML code should be loaded, or your images should be loaded, all the images should be loaded, and all this. So that is why obviously your response times will be slightly higher than web protocol. When you are using TrueClient protocol, response times will be slightly higher. Okay. In interviews, they may ask you, so like I am having web protocol script and TrueClient protocol script. Response times are not matching. Obviously, they don't match, right? So which one will be higher? Your TrueClient protocol script response times will be higher. Then which one are correct? Which response times do I need to share to the client, or which one should I consider as correct? Yes.
Sir, TrueClient is correct.
Right. TrueClient is correct, but then why don't we use TrueClient protocol
As you said,
for our testing? Right?
it
Because
consumes.
yeah, it is a heavy protocol. This is resource intensive. Okay, TrueClient protocol is resource intensive. Resource intensive means not only RAM, it will consume lot of CPU and lot of disk also, right? CPU, memory, disk. So this protocol is very resource intensive, and you can't run more than 500. We can't run more than 500 users from a single machine. Okay, we can't run more than 500 users from a single machine. Now, suppose if you want to do a load test with, see, LoadRunner protocol is used, when your target user load is very high. Which clients use LoadRunner protocol mostly? When their target user load is very high, those clients only go for licensed tools like LoadRunner. Let's say 40,000 or 50,000. Now, if you want to run 50,000 user load, then how many machines you require? If you can't run more than 500 users from a single machine, you require, 100 machines, isn't it? For 40,000 or 50,000 users, right? Still, there is, even though you get 100 machines, still there is no guarantee that your scripts will work correctly. Like it will cause a lot of issues because of its high CPU and memory consumption. So that is why we don't use TrueClient protocol, but everyone use web protocol, right? But still, suppose client says that I don't know what to do. I don't know, it is your headache. I don't know what you are going to do, but I want to measure the end user response time or end user experience. Okay, give me a solution. Client may ask you like this. So if this is all your headache, I don't know, I don't know what you will do, but I want to measure the actual end user experience. Okay, right? So, then what is the solution? Then what is the solution is you can develop the scripts with web protocol. Let's say the user load is 50,000. Okay, web protocol. You run the scripts, 50 with 50,000 virtual users, web protocol scripts. And at the same time, what you can do is you can create a web TrueClient protocol scripts and run those scripts with one user per script. Then you'll get the actual end user experience, right? On load, when the application is subject to do load, like we can test, or else we can do it separately also, because like this is anyways browser side rendering. It doesn't have to do anything with the your no. So while running the web protocol script with 50,000 virtual users, what you can do is you can develop TrueClient protocol scripts, and you can run one user per script. One user per script you can run in parallel. Okay, thereby you will achieve 50,000 user load, as well as you can measure the end user experience also. Clear about this, guys?
Sir, but results not TrueClient protocol.
We'll take
Uh,
results. We'll take response times and all.
time
We'll
will
take from
be
TrueClient
it
protocol
will
scripts on.
it will take if I have to execute 50,000 users.
Ah.
So for web protocol, it will be quickly completed.
No.
But
How can you
for
say that?
no, sir.
No, see,
Uh,
50,000 users will be doing the iterations one after another.
right.
They will be doing the iterations one after another. But we want to see on load how is the user experience, right? Right.
then we have to go for TrueClient.
Yeah. So we will consider the response times given by TrueClient protocol. If your client want to very particular about end user experience, we can achieve in this way. So we have to run both the tests in parallel. Okay.
Okay.
You keep, so duration to be same. You can keep the duration to be same, 1 hour or 2 hours. But you have to run both the scripts in parallel. And you can do that. LoadRunner provides an option. Okay. So in controller, right, you can add both, you can mix and match, different protocols in the controller. So you can add web protocol scripts and TrueClient protocol scripts together. Got it? I'll show you that. Let me show you that. So in the controller scenario, when you're creating a scenario, right? So manual scenario, you can add a protocol and TrueClient protocol scripts together, and you can run a test. So this is a web protocol script, isn't it? Documents we use and scripts, AOS. Yeah, this is a web protocol script. And now I'll add the TrueClient protocol script also. You can click on browse so that it will be easy for you because it opens a new window. Then this would be easy for you. We had saved the script in May 2025 batch only, right? Or no, seems like something wrong. Where did we save that TrueClient protocol script? Save script as ante you will get to know, right? Documents we use on scripts AOS May 2025 folder lo. That is under TrueClient 1. The folder name is TrueClient 1, isn't it? So where do we have this? User scripts. Purpose HTTP HTML1, no, here. See trial users documents Vusion scripts May 2025 batch. AOS May 2025. Okay, sorry, here it is. Right, so scripts low AOS May 2025. Look for that folder. Right. So now see you have a protocol script as well as TrueClient protocol script. Now you can run the test. You'll specify what is the user load for this one. You'll use only one user per script here, but for this script you'll increase it. Obviously you need to increase that user load, right? So you'll select basic schedule, then these fields will become editable, and now you will give whatever load you want to give for this web protocol script. Let's say 40, and then this script you'll run with you run with one user per script, right? In that way you'll add all your scripts, of course, right? So like you can combine different protocols and you can create a scenario like this, right? So I'll give it as web and TrueClient and web and TrueClient.lrs. Right. So in this way, you can run both web protocol and TrueClient protocol scripts together, right? Provided if you have this bundle, by the way. So you need to have the LoadRunner license bundle as this one. Which one? See, if you have web 2.0, then only you can achieve it. If you have plain web protocol, you can't do that. You cannot, use TrueClient protocol also. So yeah, that is why most of the companies go for web 2.0 protocol. This bundle, this license bundle. Okay, so this is all about license bundle, and this license bundle, the cost will change. Cost and protocols suite also may change. Okay, let me check what is the LoadRunner 2025. 2025 version low. I took that screenshot long back. So you can see that you can Google search and you can see that, or you can search that LoadRunner documentation. You'll find that somewhere, you'll see that LoadRunner license bundles. And that and all will be taken care by your manager, or there will be a separate team for who takes care of this licensing and all. license part and all. So they will take care of that. Otherwise, you can see, yeah, here also you have the license bundles over here, right? You have the license bundles over here. So this is 2025 license bundle. This should be open text on unante. This should be the latest one, right? So like this there will be a separate team for taking care of this, licensing and all, license part and all. For all projects in an organization, there will be someone who will be taking care of this licensing part. Which license to buy, and how many user license to buy and all those, right? See, in web they added few more. Now they added dev web, Gatling, JMeter, right? LLM, right? And web 2.0 also you have the JMeter, Gatling. You can run JMeter scripts from LoadRunner, by the way. You can run JMeter scripts also from LoadRunner controller. So that is why you have that JMeter Pro also in the protocols, Gatling, Selenium, and all this. So this is the latest LoadRunner license bundle. Okay. Any queries? I'll take a pass here. You have TrueClient 2.0 here. TrueClient 2.0, TrueClient web, TrueClient mobile web, right? And all this. Any queries, guys?
Sir, how you in Vusion,
Hmm.
how you closed that uh,
How do
browser
you?
browser that true client browser?
Huh?
We had replayed. After that, you closed that browser.
Hmm.
Means whenever we have to open, we have to
Hmm.
click
Click
on
on
that.
develop script. If
Okay,
you want to
means
see the,
recorded will be
uh,
available.
yeah. So if you want to make any script changes and all, you click on develop script and you'll get this window.
Okay, so and then we can close that true client window. It
Yes.
will close that also.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and actually you'll see the script here also somewhere. Let me try to show that.
We can change runtime settings as per how we are doing for web.
Ah,
Same
yes.
settings.
Yeah. So, and one more thing, in the runtime settings, right? You will have, run vUser as a process here. You remember there are two options under that,
Yes, sir,
miscellaneous,
you had told us.
run vUser as a thread and run vUser as a process, right? So here somehow I'm not getting the runtime settings. 1 second. So we did not do any parameterization. That is why this list is empty. But why am I not getting runtime settings? Runtime settings is not getting opened. Actually, runtime settings will be opened. Runtime settings will be opened, and you'll see by default it will be run user as a process will be selected there. Okay. Maybe this is community edition, right? Maybe it is having some issues, but but you can open runtime settings, and this is 25.1. 25.3 is there in the market actually. Maybe like this is the first version of in 2025. Maybe it is having some issues. So anyone having 25.3? Did anyone install 25.3, or did I install any for anyone? Okay, I'll take your silence as no. So maybe like this is not working in trial version, but it will work. You can open that runtime settings and you can set that to. Oh, we'll do one thing. We can do that in the controller also, right? Let us try that from the controller. Script, I'll select scenario runtime settings. We call this as scenario runtime settings. Okay, you see here, we are able to see that scenario runtime settings over here. And these options will differ. Observe here. See, runtime settings options will differ for web protocol and TrueClient protocol. Do you see any difference? Do you see any difference, guys? You have, chain configuration, advanced content check, proxy, preferences, and all this. But for TrueClient protocol, you will not have that those many options, obviously. And right,
Load is there, sir.
and somewhere, you'll have that under where do you have that additional attributes? No, replay, no. Somewhere you'll have that run user as a process will be selected. Browser. Uh, Miscellaneous option is not there. Additional attributes, it won't be there. Log lo undadu. Load browser. Other. It should be there somewhere. Speed simulation. Oh, There is no such option. Huh? Maybe they made it default then. Okay. Obviously, it doesn't make any sense. Maybe they changed it. Previously, it used to show those options, but like maybe them by default it will run as a process only. That is for sure. Okay. It will run vUser as a process here when you use two client protocol. That is by default, and that is why maybe they removed it. It used to be under miscellaneous. You have something called miscellaneous in web protocol, right? It used to be, I remember that it used to be under miscellaneous. Of course, I worked it long back. Yeah, here it is. Under miscellaneous, it will be. So for web protocol, it will be run vUser as a thread. For true client protocol, Citrix protocol, and some other protocols, this will be run vUser as a process by default. Okay. If you use true client Citrix protocol or some other protocols, it will be run vUser as a process, right? Because for every user, it has to open a browser, right? Separate browser. So if you are running a test with 500 users, right? See, why can't we run, more than 500 users from a single machine is for every user, it will open a one browser. You got it? So that is why we can't run with more than 500 users from a single machine because, for every virtual user, it has to open a separate browser. Clear, guys? So that's why we know we cannot run with more than 500 users from a single machine. Suppose if your user load is very less, like 200, 300, 400, then you can happily go for TrueClient protocol. If the user load is less than 500, then you can, no need of creating web protocol scripts and separate TrueClient protocol scripts. And if in case client asks you to measure the end user experience case, then only go for TrueClient. Otherwise, web protocol would be good enough. Clear. And when you are using only web protocol, remember that you have to you have to measure the browser side performance also. Web protocol plus you need to measure browser side performance separately. Now, how do you measure this browser side performance? Is you can use developer tools. We can use developer tools, which in web protocol, we use network tab mostly, isn't it? But here, if you want to see the browser side performance, you have to use LightHouse tab. Oh, got it. So now, like I'll use some other website and that has some performance issues. That's why I'll use this one. Okay. There is a website called, Aptantra. I'll, having some performance issues. I'll show that. So how to measure the browser side performance is, you go to that URL and click on analyze page load in the LightHouse tab. In developer tools LightHouse tab. Now it is doing the auditing, page auditing, or it is gathering the information about the page, and now it is generating the report. Now you see here, this is the performance score of this application, right? Performance score is 76. 76 is moderate. This is not good. This is moderate, okay, kind of thing. Understood that? If it is 90 to 100, then it is good. Then it is shown in green. Otherwise, but if the score is, below 89, it will be shown in some other color like this, right? Some other color like this. If it is less than 49, it is bad, right? And it will show the score in red color. Clear, guys? So this Lighthouse tool is used to measure the browser side performance. And now if you scroll down, see, it will show you the score and it will show you some browser side metrics like see, these are called as FCP and LCP, the CLS. These are nothing but what are these called as? Those are called as web page vitals. Web page vitals. So as per Google, those are called as web page vital signs or web page vitals. Okay. So these web page vitals are defined by Google. Okay. And what are those web page vitals? CLS, cumulative layout shift, FID, first input delay. What is the other one? CLS, FID, LCP, LCP, largest contentful paint. Okay. Largest contentful paint. We had discussed this in the Dynatrace introduction session, if you remember. When we are having Dynatrace introduction, there at that time we discussed those web page vitals. And remember that or no? Remember that we had discussed this, we saw this, we had discussed these numbers as well, right? So the LCP should not be more than 2.5 seconds. FID should not be more than 100 milliseconds. It should be less than 100 milliseconds, or it should be 100 milliseconds or less than 100 milliseconds, FID. CLS value should be less than 0.1, right? Remember we had discussed this. So if you are measuring this, if you are using this LightHouse tab, or if you are measuring this, core web vitals using any tool, not only this one, there are few more other tools also. Wislow.com. Wislow.com is one website which measures the browser side performance of the application. First, let us complete that, that LightHouse tab. There is some important information that it will show. Observe here, this is bad, right? For LCP is 4.5 seconds, which is in red, and this should be fixed now. This can't be ignored, right? But this is okay. This is okay, right? CLS is also fine, right? QCLS can be less than 0.1, isn't it? But this is 0.001, which is fine, absolutely fine. Clear, guys? So CLS should be 0.1 or less. In this case, CLS is 0.001, which is fine. That is why it is showing in green color. But LCP is above the, it should be less than 2.5 seconds. That is why you see that in red, right? This should be fixed. Now it is a developer's responsibility to fix it. Our job is to to find out the performance issues, and you can raise a Jira ticket and you can assign it to the developers, front-end developers here, right? So now it is their responsibility to fix it, right? And not only that, LightHouse tab will give some more wonderful information. It is showing here why that LCP, what are the potential savings? What are the potential savings, right? See, render delay is very high. Observe here. Out of this, out of this 4.7 seconds, right? What is causing delay and render delay? Rendering is getting delayed, right? Now developers will understand this, how to fix that. Developers will know how to fix this, how to reduce that rendering delay, right? So, if you reduce this, obviously, user experience will be good, isn't it? This is the purpose of, this is the purpose of TrueClient protocol, right? We will measure the page rendering time. Now we found there is some issue in the page rendering. And if developers can fix this, the issue is resolved, right? So when you are using web protocol only, you can use these browser side performance measuring tools like LightHouse tab or Wislow. There is another website called Wislow. Wislow or Google Page Speed Insights is one more popular. Google Page Speed Insights. This is one more popular tool. You can simply enter the URL over here, okay, like this, and click on Analyze. Is this? Right? So this also gives the same information. Core Web Vitals failed, assessment failed. Why is it saying it is failed? Because LCP is high, right? CLS is okay, but values are not accurate, exact, from both the tools. So that is fine, but it is showing that it has failed, and it is showing what all need to be fixed. Right? Performance score, it is showing performance score. See, LCP it is showing in red here, right? So, now, one will understand, developers will understand that there are some render blocking resources. And if you fix those, your response times, page response times, and user experience can be improved. Clear, guys? See, reduce unused JavaScript. With that, you will save some time. These are the estimated, EST means estimated savings. There will be an estimated savings of 120 kilobytes if you reduce unused JavaScript, because it is consuming some bandwidth, and there are also some unused CSS files. Clear, guys? Differ off-screen images. So if developers will better understand this. So if you find anything in red, simply take a screenshot, raise a Jira ticket, and assign it to the developer, and it is their responsibility to fix it, right? In interviews, they will ask you like, do you, is there any significant contribution from your side? Did you do something extra that your teammates could not do, or that none of your teammates did not do? You can say this, that, you can say that, like we added, this, we added this measuring this core web vitals, which measures the end user experience or the browser rendering time, page rendering time, right? So it is, see, it is analyzing the page and it is giving, what are the potential savings, if we do this, if we resolve this render blocking request, it can save 2 seconds. Observe here, estimated savings of 1980 milliseconds. This is nothing but 2 seconds. Response time will be increased by 2 seconds if this issue is fixed. Got it? So this is such a wonderful tool. This is PageSpeed Insights, by the way, by Google. This is also by Google. Google has, I think it has contributed to the open source community. Okay, but this was developed by Google. This tool, or this concept was conceived and developed by Google. Okay, so you can use this, like PageSpeed Insights, or this LightHouse tab in developer tools.
Sir, maybe
So
we were.
and see here. Wait, let I'll come to your queries. So minimize main thread work. It can save 2.2 seconds. Reduce the impact of third-party code, and serve images in next-gen formats. Serve images in next-gen formats. Next-gen means, it is using PNG and JPG. But if next-gen means latest image formats are used, then it can save. Then it can save this. Then it can save how much time? It can save the bandwidth basically. 106 kilobytes can be saved, right? Bandwidth can be saved. And similarly, minify JavaScript means you can optimize the JavaScript code, right? And it is showing the JavaScript files which where there is scope for improvement. Okay. And then avoid serving legacy JavaScript to modern browsers. Avoid serving legacy JavaScript and old JavaScript to modern browsers. That can save 22 kilobytes of bandwidth, right? Yeah. You're asking something, Vijay?
Sir, that page speed
Hey, one more
insights.
important thing. Sorry. One more important thing. Use HTTP 2 protocol, right? 9 requests not served via HTTP 2, right? But the latest protocol is HTTP 3 actually, but maybe it is not stable, or it is still in beta stage or something. They are recommending to use HTTP 2 protocol, and they are saying that 9 requests are not served via HTTP 2. See, HTTP 1.1 is still used for all these resources, for images and all these. They are still using HTTP 1.1, which is a very older protocol. Clear, guys? So if if they use developers use HTTP 2, then it will result in some potential saving, or it will improve the response times and bandwidth. Got it? Right? Properly size images, and you have a lot of sessions here. You need not do anything. Your Lighthouse tab is giving you the complete report and scope for improvement as well, right? So developers, we are responsible now to fix all these issues, right? Whatever is in red color, they need to address it. Okay, yeah. Now what are your queries?
Sir, I was saying maybe in page speed insights we were checking for the mobile part.
No, you can use for both mobile and web as well. See, observe here.
Uh,
See, this is mobile default. It is mobile. If you switch to desktop, it will show you
okay.
for the web
Results
application.
will be there.
This is for web application and this is for mobile app of this application. Okay. So this shows for both mobile and web versions. See, web versions, it is fine. Observe here. Core web vitals, core web vitals assessment has passed for web version, but mobile version, it has failed. Clear? Okay. We'll stop it here for today. We'll continue tomorrow, guys. Then in that case, there are, date functions and save and save offset. Not so important, but some interviews may ask. Okay. So we'll discuss that tomorrow. So because the complete session went for this Truclient protocol today.
Sir, you will not be there not tomorrow and day after tomorrow.
Yes, correct. So I'll do one thing. I'll share recorded session for this save length and save offset. Line protocol and browser side performance. That is what we discussed today. Browser side performance, measuring browser side performance. Using LightHouse tab of dev tools and page speed insights. All right then. So how many hours it came till now? So I think it crossed 90. Okay, 93 and a half. Okay, and this I'll share the recorded session, guys. And for Dynatrace, rest of the concepts also, these are simple concepts only. Dynatrace dashboards and pure path, these are all simple concepts only. I'll share the recording sessions. Important concepts were already discussed. Important concepts where we have some challenges, right? So that were already discussed, right? Real user monitoring, auto injection, and all those agentless RAM and all those. So synthetic monitoring and all, right? So for the remaining concepts of Dynatrace also, I'll share the recorded sessions. Okay, and from start we'll have this sync up call session, sync up calls on Saturday. I'm planning to conduct that. Maybe this Saturday we'll have that session. Saturday evening we'll have that session on Saturday evening to discuss. If you are facing any issues in attending interviews, so then I can help you. I can try to help out on that. So if you are facing some unknown, yeah, questions on some unknown concepts, or if you feel any difficulty in attending interviews, then we can discuss those in that weekend sync up session. Okay, so we'll have that on Saturday. Saturday, for now, we'll plan it for 7 to 9 p.m. 7 to 9 p.m. Saturday evening. Any queries, guys, before we close today's session? Right. So I think we can conclude the batch then, right? So because I told that I'll share these recorded sessions for the remaining concepts. I can conclude the batch. Any queries, guys? 1 second. Okay. So if you don't have any queries, I will conclude the batch. So the WhatsApp group will continue. That will be active and post any queries or concerns in that. And I'm sharing the openings as well, right? Regularly. I'm sharing, only for our students right now. I'm not sharing on Instagram. I'm not sharing all the openings in Instagram. I'm sharing referral openings now for exclusively for our students only from the last 1 month. So please, don't miss any of those openings. Right now we have 3 openings in hand, 3 referral openings. One is for Global Logic. Another one is for, a remote opportunity. One is a remote opportunity for 5 to 10 years of experience, and one is for Global Logic, that is work from office. Their requirement is 4 to 8 years of experience. Okay. So I think I had shared that, already. Uh, did I share that in your patch or no? Global Logic one. Okay, I think I did. I missed to share in your batch. So, but I had shared in April batch or something, April or June batch. I had shared it. Somehow I missed your batch. I think that is for JMeter. That's why I did not share it in your batch. June batch, April batch. This is the one that I'm talking about. One opening is this one. This is for 8 to 9 years of experience, and they are looking for immediate joiners. Must join by end of September. Okay. So this is for BOFA guys, by the way. This is for Bank of America, one of my previous companies. That is a referral opening. So, like once you share it, let me know so that I can follow up or I can help you out. And Global Logic, there is one more opening for Global Logic for 4 to 8 years of experience. And yesterday I got one more remote opportunity, and that is for like 5 to 10 years experience. And they said like, even if they are the candidate is technically good, 4 years is also fine. That is a remote opportunity. Some there is a that company is not so well known, some pro effective or something. I need to see. I need to check what is the company name. Not so well known or not so reputed, right? But we have three openings in hand. One is Global Logic, another one is Bank of America. These are referral openings. So once you share your CV, let me know. So or add my mail ID in the CC. Okay, and like mention as our referral, right? So for this BOFA and Global Logic, for this global BOFA, Global Logic, and as well as the third one, the other one also. Okay, or else forward the CV to me, I will forward it to them, right? So I'm sharing a lot of openings in WhatsApp group. As you see here, as you can see here, these are all performance testing openings which are suitable to you. Okay. So automation testing and security testing and manual testing, I am sharing it on my Insta page. Okay. Because automation testing, we don't have much resources, much students from our side. So this is for everyone, automation testing and other career streams like data science and all. I am sharing it on Insta page for everyone, right? Or if the experience is too high, or Malaysia opportunities, this I am sharing it on my Insta page. Okay. So with this, I will close the session, guys, and with this, we will conclude the batch, and we will meet in the weekend sync up calls. Okay. If you still have any queries or anything, any unknown or completely strange questions, we can discuss that in the weekend sessions, weekend sync up sessions. Okay. And all the best, guys. All the best for your job search. Closing the meeting.